I'm Jennifer, and I'm going to show you how I make my yogurt. I use raw milk from our cows, and I water bath the yogurt. So it's going to take me the amount of time to heat the milk to 180 degrees, drop it back down to 115, add the cultures, jar it, and then it incubates for about 8 hours. It's pretty quick. I have 3 gallons of milk. I think it's right around 3 gallons of milk. Some of it was skimmed and some of it is whole fresh milk, and it's heating to 180 degrees. This is a pot for a Derby cheese. So it's been heating for a little bit. I just heat it on high. So it's at 140 right now. And you can see a skim is forming, which is fine, but I will whisk it in. If there's ever any question that the milk wasn't completely clean, something was a little bit wrong with it, if you think something possibly dirty gutting, you had a lot of flies or a tail flick or something happened, use that milk for your yogurt because it gets heated up, kills everything, then you make your yogurt. It's a good backup plan. The other day, my husband, when he was milking Emma, a little piece of her tail accidentally got caught in the suction tube. The milk looked clean, it was fine, but potentially there was a little bit of poo on it or pee, whatever, some dirt. So we just used that milk and made yogurt. 165, it'll take a little bit, 155. It is 180 degrees, so I'm gonna turn it off. And it's time to cool it. It is a cool, breezy day, so I'm going to put the pot out here on the table when it's like that. It will cool down a lot faster. It is supposed to get to 115 degrees. That'll probably take a good hour at least. And I will put the lid over it. Here are the jars that I have washed and collected, all ready to go. Just cover them with a cheesecloth. There's nothing to do at this point. For yogurt making, you can either heat up the milk in the morning, get it in the jars, put it in the water bath, and then pull it out like 8 hours later, 6 to 10 hours, somewhere in there, supper time, bedtime. Or you can heat it up like at supper time, let it cool back down, add the cultures, put it in the jars, and put it in the cooler to incubate overnight right before you go to bed. Let it go and then get it out first thing in the morning. Just pick your time, early morning or early evening. 150-ish, there's little bits of dirt. I have no idea how long it's been, but I brought this inside because it is freaky windy outside. I still see little black floaties, so I'm gonna skim this real quick, and then I'm sticking it in a sink of cold ice water to keep chilling because I want to get this in to the cooler to incubate. 10 more degrees to go. This is YO Mix ABY2C culture. And 1/4 teaspoon cultures 1 to 4 gallons of milk. So I like to make 3 gallons at a time, 4 gallons, because if I'm going to use the culture, if I'm going to use 1/4 teaspoon, I might as well use it for more milk. And the thing about yogurt is it will keep in a fridge if it's not been opened and dipped into and stuff. If it's like been poured into the jars, incubated, and stuck in the fridge, it will easily keep 4, maybe 6 weeks before there's any sign of deterioration. In fact, I haven't reached that point yet. I will leave yogurt out there for a full month and it's still perfectly fine. Out there is the barn fridge. So you can make a whole bunch of yogurt and just use it. If you just have a little bit of culture and you want to make it stretch, you can make your yogurt with this culture and then save some of the yogurt to remake a new batch. Save, I'm going to guess here, a 1/2 cup of yogurt to culture a gallon of milk. Yeah, let's say that. So for a 3-gallon pot, 1.5 cups of yogurt would culture it. Or for a quart, it would be 2 tablespoons of yogurt. I haven't done that because I'm making such a large quantity. It's just as easy to use a 1/4 teaspoon and not worry about proportions. It's super, super simple. Now, if you do it the next time, and then the next time, and then the next time, always using yogurt that you have saved to incubate the next batch, Eventually it will start to change. It will become either a little stronger. The set might not be quite as firm on the yogurt. It might be more runny, or it might work really well for a long period of time. It depends on things. So you can just try it. And if you're only making like a quart at a time and it's just not quite as good, then you know to start with fresh culture. But I don't want to make 3 gallons of yogurt and find out that, oh, it wasn't quite set properly, so I just don't even bother. I used to always use store-bought yogurt as my culture when I was doing a quart at a time. I use Dannon, whole milk, or non-fat, just you want the active cultures, whatever it is. I think Stonyfield's also a good one. I love freeze-dried culture because I can keep it in the freezer, never have to think about it. This was expensive. This cost $50, $60, but it's this full. It probably was like this full when it came. I mean, it's not all the way full, and I'm only down to here, and I've been doing this for months. I mean, if you're making enough yogurt to last you a month, and it's only a quarter teaspoon, this is gonna last years and years. So do as you wish. Okay, so I think it's done. It was in the water bath, and now we are at 112 degrees. I'm gonna take this out. I don't need this anymore. So here we go. Here's the culture, and it's gonna be a 1/4 teaspoon. I'm gonna sprinkle it over, and then I'm just gonna let it sit here for a couple minutes to rehydrate. 2 minutes, I'll come back and whisk it. So whisking in the culture. I'm gonna transfer it into this so I can pour it into the jars easier.
If you want to sweeten or flavor your yogurt, now's the time to do it. To make a vanilla yogurt, I will add about a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla and 2 tablespoons of white sugar to each jar. Or you can make a honey yogurt by adding a couple tablespoons of honey. Just make sure you stir it in really well with a spoon before you incubate it.
So now you want the thermometer to be right at about 100 degrees. So I'm gonna see what it's at. A little bit low. And you put enough water in to cover the jars. So, there we go. I have about a quart of milk left over, 3 cups maybe. I could fit it in, but I'm not gonna bother. I'm just gonna feed this to the pigs. So this has been incubating for about 4 hours. So let's see what the temperature is. Oh, it's dropped. It's like 95. So I'm gonna turn some hot water on. And at this point, 4 hours in, you can see it's still liquidy. See the cream has risen to the top. And we're right around 100. Close it back up and let it go another 4 hours. I totally forgot about the yogurts. It has now been at least 9 hours. So this is a little bit long. It is 95 degrees. You can see that it still moves, but it moves more slowly. I mean, like it shifts. The other thing you can look for, do you see those spots? That's water, but right there is like little dimples or creases, and that means it's solid. Anyway, these are done, so we are going to label them and then put them out in the fridge. This one isn't hardly even wiggling. It's really set. Yeah, they're not even moving. They're set.
You can also incubate your yogurt in large jars, 1/2 gallon or gallon size. When I know I'm going to be making yogurt cheese, I use 1/2 gallon jars. I already did a video for yogurt cheese. It's a cheese that people go crazy for. So I'm going to share that at the end of this video, so check it out.
You can see this is the one that I dipped. So I turned it, and so now you can see it's permanently down there like that. So I guess they kind of set up once you take them out of the water. They move pretty quick. Yeah, they're pretty much setting. You can see the butter fat right there. This one's really wrinkled. And this one, whey is coming out of it. This is really firm, so we'll see how this is. It might be too cheesy. They should all be the same. We'll try them in the morning. Good morning. I want to show you this yogurt. You can see the, like, can you see the wrinkles on it kind of, and the little crevices, the dimples? They're more like dimples, and it kind of shows that it's set. And I thought there was a lot of water at the top, but there's not. So I'm going to show you the inside. There it is. There's the cream, and it is set. You can do the true Dairy Queen test. Boop. Oops, there's whey. But yeah, see the true Dairy Queen test. This part on top is the cream that is risen, and it's basically like a clotted cream. It's delicious. What I like to do is add jelly to it and mush it in with the cream and then mix it in with the yogurt. So this part underneath is the yogurt, and there's the cream on the side. And it is a very nice, thick, delicious yogurt. Oh, that's the cream. Oh, it's so good. It's like cultured cream. It's clotted cream, I think. Grape jelly. Almost nothing left in here. Mix it in with the cream. And then I just kind of fold it in with the rest of it. And you have a jelly, skinny jelly yogurt. And then eat it with granola on top. This is the jar that I had opened. You can still see it's dimpled. This is a couple days later, but I want you to see the top of this. There is all that whey in there. That's probably because I incubated the cheese a little bit longer than I should have. If I had incubated it right to the right amount, to like 6 hours or 8 hours or whenever it was set, more of the whey would have been inside, even though there always is some whey that comes out. So when I go to serve it in the morning or whenever I'm getting out yogurt, I just pour off the whey, feed it to the pigs or the chickens or whatever. And each day there will be more as I go along. It just keeps adding to it. The other thing is, I use yogurt as my thermophilic culture. You can use the whey as a thermophilic culture. And so, just a thing you can do. This is really good.